Hello and welcome to August 2023 Coffee and Card with me, Linda, from lindaspapercraft.co.uk, and I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in the United Kingdom. And this month we're going to be using the Nature's Prints and the matching natural prints dies. And today's card, really simple one to start with, just a little bit of stamping with our white craft ink, which I don't use very often. It's a pigment ink, whereas our others are water-based dye inks, but this is a pigment ink. And when you buy it, you get, because it doesn't travel well, it used to leak a lot during travel. So what they do now is they actually send you a uninked stamp pad and a bottle of ink, a re-inker together, so that you can ink it up yourself. So it's much thicker than our other re-inkers. You really have to squeeze it out. I have just re-inked it. It does need to be fairly juicy, but any white ink will do. And I've just stamped straight onto a piece of Night of Navy with the white ink, and I think it just looks absolutely gorgeous. Really nice, simple card that you can put together quite quickly. So let's, as they say, get started. The other ink I've used is the Night of Navy, just for the sentiment there, and that sentiment die is actually part of the kit. It comes with the natural prints dies. So let's get on. We don't need that yet. So just realised I haven't actually prepped anything for this, so you're going to have to watch me mounting stamps and all sorts, but there we go. What you see is what you get. Right, so you've got a piece of basic white, which is literally 1/2 centimetre smaller than the front of a standard card, so it's 10 centimetres by 14.4, and then standard book fold thick basic white card blank. So, and then you've got an envelope, and then you've got a piece of card for you to die cut your sentiment out with. So let's get what we need. Right, so I started with this one and just sort of did the 4 stamps and then worked my way around it, filling in the gaps. So this is this one, the sort of sheaves of wheat, I suppose. I don't know what it's supposed to be. Some foliage, I think, is the technical term. So I'm just popping that onto my block, and because I'm not bothered about just what angle it's at, I've just put it diagonally straight across a D block because that's big enough to take it, and I'm just going to ink it up. And as I say, it's very different from our other inks. It's much thicker. There we go. And so I'm just going to start with one coming in. It does dry a little bit less bright. Is that the word I want to use? So it's not as white when it's dried as it is when you pop it on. Okay, so re-ink again. Put one coming in from this corner. There we go. And then I just had one sort of following on from that one into this corner here. And you can put them wherever you want. They are just random. Ugh! Okay, so do what Linda says, not what Linda does. I rocked this stamp on the ink pad, so I've got a big swish of white down the side, which has now come here as well. So what I'm actually going to do is use the emergency other side and start again. So I think it's because it's on diagonal that I'm sort of doing this, and you don't want to do that. So let's start again. Right, so I'll give you a chance to catch up. See, still getting it on the side there. Let's wipe that off with a finger. So going in on the corner. Just checking. In from the side here. Yeah, you see, I'm just catching a little bit just on the edge there. Going in from the corner. There. And then don't get carried away with your inking, Linda. There we go. And it is good practice just to check that you don't have ink on the edges. I did just have a touch just on this edge here which is caught, but the label's going to go there, so it's not a problem. So let's clean that off. If you use a stamping scrub or a chamois to clean your stamps, don't use it with your white ink, because as I say, it's a very different ink. You want to use something either disposable or that you can wash. I don't know why I'm putting it away because I still need it. Right, so then I came in with the big stamp. So this one is a bit too big for a D block. So either use a stamping platform, or if you have, what letter is this, an E stamp, you can use that. So again, just tapping a few times onto the ink pad, just picking up the ink, trying not to get it all around the edges, and then I'm just coming in from the bottom, just starting to fill in the gaps. Okay, so you'll need something protecting your work surface from the ink. I'll put that one there. And every time you do this card, it will be slightly different. But I think it's just a really sweet card. It's beautiful. That you can probably put together quite quickly. Do you know, I'm thinking because of the shape of that, I'm actually going to go in like that. So the leaves are actually coming down, and it just fills that space a little bit better. Okay, so I'm wiping that off with my cloth again. And then I'm just going to fill in the edges with the little flower. To one side, and then there's this little flower here which is really cute as well, and again that's actually just going on, that's tiny, so it's going on a B block, and I'm just going to go sort of filling round the edges. Just watch those edges with these. They've been very generous when they cut these stamps out. So just pop that on there, a little bit there, and just a touch. So just sort of giving a hint of things off the page. And you don't need to worry about the big bit in the middle because we are going to be putting the label there, or the sentiment should I say. Just coming in on the edge there as well, so it's just beautiful, isn't it? So nice and quick, particularly if you get it right first time. It's only a piece of paper and it does have two sides. Okay, so now for this one, all of the sentiments in here fit on the labels, on this label. So I think on this one I'm going to go for You're on My Mind, which you could use just as a get well card. I know things aren't going so well at the moment. You know, even a sympathy card, you could use You're on My Mind, or just I miss you. So lots of things you can use this for. Just put that to one side. Also, the other thing with this, with it being a pigment-based ink, it does take longer to dry. So in fact, you can emboss on it because it takes long enough. You can actually get, if you're quick enough, you can get some embossing powder on it and then emboss it. And white embossing powder on white ink is really stunning. So, right. So, and let's just get the Night of Navy ink. And ink that up. It's a very fine stamp. I absolutely love it. And so just put that more or less in the middle on the piece of paper I've given you. The piece of paper I've given you is big enough. It's plenty big enough for the die. So. Let's just smooth everything, and we'll get the mini die cutter out. So here's the dies. There's 11 actually in the set. They're absolutely gorgeous, and we're using most of them. And this is the sentiment die here. So let's get out my little machine. So who'd have thought it's already August? I can't believe this year is going so fast. So I think I'm going to have to treat myself to some new plates. This one's going. They are disposable. They're disposable, yeah. They do only last so long, these plates, because we're putting them under a lot of pressure every time they go through the machine. So I'm just lining that up. So we've got, I think we'll do it there. So we've got On Your Mind up there, and then I can get the Y of the my still in there. Okay, and we will, there it goes. There we are. So, just pop this away. A lot of the dies in this set will go through this, apart from the wreath definitely doesn't, because it's quite a large wreath, which we will be doing on a later card. Okay, so now we're just doing gluing together, and I have put this up on dimensionals, and if you want to add some bling you could do. I just felt it was fine without, but some nice rhinestones actually might look nice. I do like the rhinestones against the Night of Navy. Okay, so we're just going to pop that on here with a small border, and then add this on some dimensionals, which I have in here. So just going to put 4 on, so one either end and then a couple in the middle.
See what you've done.
And then 2 in the middle. And then I'm going to pop that on the front of the card. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I just scared my son to death because he's just opened the door while I'm trying to record. Right, so I'm just putting that in the middle there just to cover. I think that one I put a little bit further up towards the top, but this one I'm putting in the middle. You can put it wherever you want, and I just think that's a really nice simple card to get us going in August. Okay, so hope you've enjoyed that, and I will be back again next week with card 2. I shall see you then. Take care. Bye.